Good morning. Today I am using a Winsor Newton 2B pencil. I do like my Mitsubishi pencils a lot. These guys. This one's getting too small. It's a little uncomfortable to hold. And I don't know where my other ones are. I know I have some more, but these were on my desk, so we're going to use Winsor Newton. I do actually like the Winsor Newton ones a lot, so, yeah. All right. So I've already roughed out this page. This is page 3 of episode 1. So now I'm just going in with my clean pencils. I really feel like tomorrow I might start inking because I am feeling the urge. I've been trying to kind of pick up a little bit more speed with my comic making process, not necessarily the drawing itself. But kind of more just like actually drawing every day, not just in the morning, maybe just, getting a little time in the evening or something. Basically what I realized was I was just drawing like a couple panels a day, but not every day, and I was like, okay, this is going to take me more like a week to draw a single page, which means it would take like months to draw a single episode. Which for some comics, that makes sense. But for a web comic where the episode is only 8 pages long, months on those 8 pages is not acceptable for me. I just kind of know my style, my capabilities, and I just know that I could draw. I'm not going to be happy if it takes months to draw one episode. So I am trying to make it so that each page does not take more than one full day. And maybe that means drawing in the evening as well. Maybe that means getting up I don't think it can mean getting up earlier. I don't know if I can get up earlier. But yeah, I feel like I've got the routine down of showing up daily, and now it's time to work on improving that schedule. So that's where I'm at. I don't know about these chairs. This is like in my art, this is definitely an area of weakness, is like things that should have more structure. Buildings, furniture, vehicles, not my thing. And I kind of know it, and I kind of know I could work on it and get better at it, and I just don't, because I just don't enjoy drawing them. I'm aware. Dishes, dishware. Wonder how you get better at drawing just like stuff, I feel like I kind of know how to get better at drawing people. I'm definitely better at drawing people than stuff. This next couple of panels are actually pretty, the rough layout is actually pretty darn spot on. So I'm just gonna clean up a bit. I almost always start with this part of Eleanor's hair when I draw her. I don't know why. A little bit worried about this one because she's kind of like, it's a very specific image that I had in my head. And that's where I get like a little bit nervous. Like some panels, I'm not super concerned with a really precise look. But this panel is like, I want her to be kind of like she's looking down and sort of like her head is tilted down, but her eyes are looking up at the person across the table from her. parts, like where she's kind of like trying to decide what she should say. I just really wanted it to come out very specific, a very specific way. I think this is okay so far. I think I might lower her mouth a little bit to kind of get a little bit more of the like stylized look, as opposed to like where it would realistically be. Alright, so now I'm just adding in little dark bits to sort of make the drawing a little bit more dynamic, but it also will kind of tell me how to go about inking this. If I kind of show myself where I want those like darkest darks to be. I feel like her nose looked fine and then I messed with it. Okay, we are looking like we're in pretty good shape, guys, because it is just past 5:30 and I only have this panel and the next panel to go. And I'm kind of like, this page is supposed to be, his face is really off though. This page is supposed to be kind of an awkward silence in the character's conversation. So to sort of emphasize that, I'm not drawing any backgrounds on this page. So when I go to color it, it will just be flat colors, maybe with like some textures or something. But I kind of want this page to feel like an awkward pause in the conversation. Whoever roughed this out really didn't know what they were doing, let me tell you. I think it's getting a little bit too swishy back there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, that's so much better there. Now he's like looking down. Ah, yes. I feel like eyes they're not that hard to draw, but it's sometimes hard to know what it is you want the eyes to be doing. Just because they are like such a key part of expression. When you just like I could draw the eye if I only knew what it was I wanted the eye to do. She's like looking at him, trying to think, what am I gonna say? He's like avoiding looking at her, trying to think of what to say. All part of this awkward pause in their conversation. All right, I like this pen. I was a little bit worried there. When I first started, I was like, this feels off. There's something feels awkward and forced about this panel, but I'm kind of liking it now. So that's nice. All right, one more panel. It's kind of a larger one, but you know, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Wish I didn't have the garden chairs, the chairs that they're sitting on. I wish I didn't have to draw them. I should have drawn them sitting on like tree stumps, you know? And instead of like the fancy tea stuff, they should have just been drinking out of bowls. I don't know. Bowls are hard to draw too. They should have been drinking out of boxes. I almost wasn't going to record this morning because I have so much stuff that's recorded and waiting to be edited. And I was like, well, I don't know if I want to add to that pile. But I just kind of had a feeling this page would turn out decent, you know? I was like, I'm going to regret it. If it comes out good and then I didn't record it, I'm going to regret it. If I draw it and it doesn't come out good, or it's not that interesting, I don't have to save it. I could just delete the recording, you know? And so here we are. This is an awkward pose, because she's like leaning forward in her chair. but there's a table here, and the table has a tablecloth on it, and she's like leaning on the table, but it's in front of her, but this is technically a very tiny panel in terms of how big the characters are. Like, she's real small. Look, her head's the size of my thumb. And because this is a webcomic, when people read it on their phone, it will be even tinier. So I'm not terribly worried about this panel. So it's kind of one of those things you learn from doing comics for a while. You kind of learn like a better grasp of like what's important, what's not. Especially for like individual different kinds of comic formats. Like, nobody can tell you for sure what's going to be important for your comic, for your specific comic format. You just have to do it, and after a while you're like, oh, these kind of panels, they're like, they need to be there for the pacing of the visual storytelling, but nobody's going to look at them for very long. This is a very, very quick panel. Like, visually, the viewer is going to like just breeze right past this. I feel like, especially, I don't know how I feel about this, but especially because it's a webcomic format, people are scrolling. I feel like they look at the different panels like even less, or spend less time on the panels because they're scrolling. I feel like when you're reading it, when you have the book in your hand, personally, I feel like I'm more likely to pause and actually take in panels versus scrolling when I'm just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. That's the sound it makes when I scroll, whoop, whoop. Ooh, there's some awkward cropping down here. But we're committed, so... Okay. Thank goodness there's no backgrounds here, because I don't know if I got that in me. I kind of liked the idea of doing a background here. Like, the other panels don't have it, so they feel like boring, empty. This is the panel where they both like speak at the same time, you know? After an awkward pause, they both try to resume the conversation at the same time. But I kind of just like this page being the break from more detailed backgrounds. Which is another thing that you just kind of learn doing comics over time. I feel like when you first start drawing comics, you're just drawing what you can. Like, you don't even... You aren't thinking hard about, like... I guess I shouldn't say you. I would not think really hard about like the overall page composition. I was like, I just got to figure out what I can even draw. And the more I draw comics, the like just slightly higher the bar is raised. So now I think about, you know, the art and the word balloons and how I can lay out the page, and then thinking about really controlling what I want my inks to do, controlling what I want my colors to do. Pick and choose when a background is strategic and when it's not, you know, just, you know, I just know more things now than I did when I started drawing comics. So now I put more work into them. I think this panel's good. I feel like he's a bit raised up though. Like, his butt needs to be lowered. Do we do that now, or in the inking stage, or digitally? I feel like he got, like, his head got tiny, and then he also was just sitting like really high up. I think part of it is the table is tilting up a little bit. Art is so hard. Okay, I think the knee was in the right place, but he's like, it should be coming up more. Okay. I don't think this was as off as I kind of thought. We're still gonna have some awkward cropping down here at the bottom. But such is life when you are me. I feel like this is really short. I feel like the cropping down here is going to get worse before it gets better. Maybe I'll just draw it. It's kind of going outside the margins, but maybe we'll when I scan it digitally, we'll like move it up or something. Because fortunately this panel does not have a background, so it gives me a little bit more flexibility with how I manipulate the line art. So it's a lot harder when there is a background to also move. This wouldn't necessarily be too hard. Not every panel is going to be your favorite. And I feel like for all my experience, I still have panels where I'm like, I'm just gonna have to accept that I don't have the skills or stamina to make every panel excellent. So we just accept that. All right, I think the page is done though. All right, here's another page penciled. It is almost 6 o'clock, so we're in good shape. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in a future one. Bye.